Okay, so never start off a video by going, okay, so who would do that? So it's the, oh my God, do that again. So, God, deep. Here's to 2018, the year of travel. The year of building my businesses. The year of having a ton of fun. Salud. Here's the coolest part about this room we're staying in. That's a bagpiper. Entrepreneurs are modern day gladiators. That's the field of battle. So, during the holidays, I usually take it pretty easy, do the big event, plan the attack, and then I kind of mellow out for December. But this year it was different. So I get asked to speak pretty regularly. Just gave a keynote yesterday, actually. But I feel like I've been getting better at it, and I want to take it more seriously, and I want to do more of that, going out and giving keynotes. And so I always feel like if you're going to do something, model the masters at it, model the best. Don't ask somebody who's just doing it. If you're gonna try to model somebody, model the absolute best. So there is the Speakers Hall of Fame, right? So the National Speakers Association has the Speakers Hall of Fame. There's something like about 135 speakers that are Hall of Famers. And so during the holidays, I reached out to every single one of them, all 135 of them, and I set out on a mission to try to learn from the best and leverage their hindsight and their experience of doing this. And I thought, all right, I probably won't get any of them in the first try. Maybe I'll get one or two that are super nice, and it's going to take probably a lot of follow-up to get them on the phone and let me pick their brain. And I couldn't believe it, but I've had conversations, sometimes over an hour. I just hung up on the phone with a guy who makes 7 figures a year just with speaking alone, not even the complementary businesses. But I've spoken to over 40 of the absolute top Hall of Fame speakers. I mean, I've been taking notes. Look at this fancy cover here. But so I've got, you've got to see this, all these notes, right? Look at these notes. These are conversations with people that charged over $30,000, $36,000 for a 40-minute talk and are giving like 150 of them a year. So you can bust out your calculator app on that one. It's a lot of money. And so, I thought if I'm gonna put my heart and my time and my energy into doing something, then I want to try to do it at the highest level. And so I literally have hundreds of years of experience and hindsight in this binder now that I'm going to go in an all-out assault at speaking in 2018. And since we're going to be traveling the world starting in 8 months, I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to speak in a few of these countries. So my advice for you in this video is if you want to be really great at something, then the first thing would be to create a list of who are the absolute masters of that thing, right? The next thing would be to just be ridiculous about who you'd be able to get a hold of and actually have a conversation with, because I couldn't believe some of these people that I actually had these conversations with. I was talking on the phone for a long period of time with people that I've driven around listening to their audiobooks for years. And I was thinking, oh my God, it's crazy. These people that speak in front of 14,000 people, you know, just sharing all this stuff. So I would say, you know, be unrealistic about who you could have a conversation with and being able to get a hold of them. I gave this advice to a friend who owns a business recently to go and do this, and he called me back a few weeks later and said, hey, I tried what you said. I reached out to them 3 times and they didn't ever give it back to me. My response was, so try 28 more times. You know, next it would be just have crazy perseverance and resilience. So you set out to say, all right, I'm not gonna give up until I've tried 25 times to get this person on the phone. With me, I was surprised that a really well-crafted email was able to open up this many conversations. The next thing is I wrote out my questions before I called them. So I wasn't just on the phone kind of winging it and trying to think and then hanging up and said, damn, I wish I had asked them that. So I already knew what my questions were going to be. I took the time to really come up with good questions. One of my favorite questions was, what's advice that you imagine a lot of speakers would give me that I probably shouldn't listen to? And I got some really interesting answers there. I had a lot of contradicting suggestions that were saying the complete opposite. And every time I thought I've got enough information, I'd have another conversation that was like the best one yet. And so take good notes. Don't just listen and nod your head. Have your questions in advance and then write in all your answers. And then the next thing will be take all that information. I've got a lot of stuff here. I literally have hundreds and hundreds of years of stuff in here. The next thing is create your action plan, what you're gonna do with all this stuff, what's gonna be the first thing, what's gonna be the next thing, what's gonna be the next thing, and then incrementally start executing on that plan. I woke up feeling like crap today. Today's Plan the Attack Part 2, 5 days of these little private meetings of about a dozen entrepreneurs. 5 days, and JD's starting to shut down. What's funny is, I don't know if you just noticed it on that last clip, but I just realized I have Kleenex tissue all over my face from blowing my nose right before turning this camera on. So you might want to go back and check that out. That little bonus. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what's happened since the last video. Some things I probably should have documented, but I didn't. Our heating broke and the whole family was freezing. When it went to 28 degrees the night that the heater broke. And yesterday we got passports for the kids for us to be able to travel the world for a year. Now I've got a cold, but it's not stopping me. I've got my blankie, and I'm handwriting a thank you note to each and every Hall of Fame speaker that took the time to share their hindsight and experience with me. I feel like crap, but I'm powering through. Got my blanket, got my pen, got my cards, these gorgeous thank you cards. And I'm gonna close my eyes.
What's your